Speed round. If you could live in any historical era, which one and why?
I live in early America just for quality of life. I live in medieval Europe for the epicness. Colonial America is early America is the best time to be alive from just quality of life, social structure, freedom, whatever. Medieval Europe is just an epic time. It's the closest thing you'll get to Skyrim in the real world.
Favorite historical figure to geek out over?
Harald Hardrada. He was a Norwegian warlord of the Viking period, where at age 16, he was kicked out of the throne of Norway. He served in the private guard of the Russian emperor, then the Byzantines. He marched an army down to Jerusalem and seized Sicily. Then, as a mercenary, went back to Norway, seized control of the throne, invaded England, and then died there. I look at Harald Hardrada and I just think, how did one man 1,000 years ago do all that?
Modern trend you think historians will roast us for?
Everything. Our entire era of history. Our descendants are going to feel so much shame for this era of history. They're going to shame us a lot for just our complete myopia. They're going to shame us for focusing on celebrity bullshit while the society's dying. It's like no one talks about the birth rate. Except last year, people started talking about it. Beforehand, no one knew that our birth rate's collapsing the fastest of any era ever, faster than any computer model.
Hold up. I did not even know. I don't know the extent of that.
Oh, it's horrible. So you had a standard deviation of birth rates, and this is the statistical set, and statistical sets are normally really big. We're down here. So the birth rate's crashing faster than our fastest computer models, and we don't have a way of stopping it.
So are you saying it's the birth rate's declining faster than pretty much any other part of history?
Easily. Our birth rate is collapsing faster by a significant margin than any other era ever, although you did have periods of birth rates beneath replacement in earlier eras. The Romans and the Greeks. One of my favorite historians, Will Durant, I got his wall back there. He says that the thing that killed the Greeks and the Romans the most was a declining birth rate, and he was writing in the 40s.
Why do you think that is right now? What are the major factors to the decline? The decline. Why now? Why so much?
I once paid a researcher to analyze how you maintain stable birth rates, and you need a rural religious society, and we are the least rural and the least religious society.
Just people choosing not to have more kids.
So when you're operating on the social scale, it's not really individual choice. It's the incentive structure of the society. And the biggest answer is that the cost of child rearing versus the cost of not having it's too high. Where in a previous era, you know everyone in your neighborhood, you have a strong sense of values, you can arbitrate disputes with your wife. There's a community for the kids to play in. People will babysit. You just go to your job and you just have kids. You don't even think about it. Our grandparents did not think about having children because the society was built for it. You just found a girl in your town, married her, pumped out a few kids, got home from work, and there was a system that worked.
You just described my hometown.
Which is probably why you have kids.
Yeah, no, I'm serious. I'm not even trying to be funny. It is funny, but it's like I grew up in a town of 1,000 people.
Yeah.
Very German descent type of town, right? And it was just like not even a question in my mind what would happen. Well, for a second there, I did think about, like, I was like open to the idea of, am I supposed to be a priest? But that's a side note. I was like, this is just what you do.
Yeah.
You find someone, you marry them young, and you have a lot of babies.
Yeah.
And I don't question that. That's just part of who I am. That's part of the culture. And it is exactly all those same things you just said. It's easy to have kids there because everybody else does. The whole structure of the miniature society there is around the idea of kids are great.
Yeah.
And they're welcome everywhere.
Huh.
There's not this idea that kids are such a burden.
Yeah.
Like you can't bring them, like weddings. I had 550 people. We fed 550 people at my wedding.
Damn.
And I'm not even a popular guy.
Damn.
You know what I'm saying? Like we just have a lot of family members, a lot of community. All the kids come.
Yeah.
It's a giant dance. It's not some club atmosphere at
Yeah.
weddings in my hometown.
I have an anthropologist friend, the one who made the map up there. That's a
Oh,
map
yeah.
I made, but Idaho's his favorite state in the country. He said Idaho is the highest social cohesion of any state in the country, according to his metrics.
Let's go.
But next question, please.
Aliens invade tomorrow. Which historical empire handles it the best?
Us 50 years ago.
Okay, one book or movie that shaped your love for history.
Probably Lord of the Rings, actually. Because Lord of the Rings is such an epic, historic-like story. But it's because Tolkien pulled on a lot of historic influences. So if you want to learn history by starting with Game of Thrones or Lord of the Rings and reading the references, not a bad way to go.
Which historical civilization would throw the best party?
Classical. The Romans. They were pretty ostentatious. They'd like serve peacock, and they invented ice cream, which they brought down the ice from the Alps. Gladiatorial games. Yeah.
One historical myth you wish everybody would stop believing.
That the Middle Ages was primitive.
And what is the most underrated historical period?
I'm going to say medieval Islam. There's more going on than people think, but no one studies it. So it's like the ratio is people thinking about it and things going on.